Hello guys, back again with the Alrasta channel, and this time, as always, we will be back to talk about the best Donghua series. And of course, it is SwallowedStar. In the previous episode, we saw Luo Feng, who launched an operation to rescue the hostages together with his new bodyguards, who were already at star level 9. In his operation, Luo Feng used several strategies that could not be predicted by the opponent. Although there was a fighting conflict, Luo Feng managed to rescue the hostages and leave the enemy hideout. However, everything is still not over because Pula and his troops will not let Luo Feng just leave and tarnish the Nolan family name. Because in this episode, there will be many very fierce battle scenes. Okay, without further ado, we will go straight to the storyline. After successfully rescuing the hostages, Luo Feng was finally able to reunite with Xu Xin while hugging Luo Feng. Xu Xin revealed that after being captured by the aliens at first, she felt that her life was over and that it would never be possible to see Luo Feng and his two children again. But now it seemed that his assumption was wrong. In the other direction, Luo Hua, her younger brother, who was wearing a smiling expression, also seemed to be in good condition. It was very fortunate that Luo Feng and his family were still safe, but unfortunately, the battle was still not over because now Pula and his troops were still giving chase. From here, Luo Feng was very sure that if these alien bandits continued to be left alone, then they would definitely continue to pose a threat. And because they are very determined to get the Earth as their own, there is no other way for Luo Feng but to make them all stay on Earth forever, aka dead. Assisted by Babata, who analyzed the situation, Luo Feng found that the enemy group now had 15-9 the level starfighters at the forefront, while the rest were 40 or so 7th, 8th the level starfighters at the back, who were forming a sharp knife formation. Among them, the most powerful were Pula Tu Luwu and Rongzi. Since there were too many enemies to fight simultaneously and to avoid being flanked, Luo Feng planned to defeat the weakest enemies first. Along with that, Luo Feng asked Babata, given that Babata had previously been able to disrupt the aliens' tracking signals because he was able to connect with the Earth, would he be able to do the same this time? It was a pity that it couldn't be done twice to the aliens, according to Babata, because they would definitely be very vigilant so that the previous incident wouldn't be repeated. That is why here Babata will use another trick. And of course it is still related to the ship's artificial intelligence, Atuka. By utilizing the storm that is now seen in front of them, Babata will later utilize Atuka's power to shoot laser thrusters to attract storm clouds and then create a super-wide ion path, which will not be possible with Earth technology. The super ion path created itself has the purpose of blocking signals from all aircraft. So after entering the storm cloud, Pula would not be able to find any sign of their presence. The plan that was being said by Babata immediately made Atuka feel panicked. Because to carry out the plan, the power output that must be released by her is very large and exceeds his capacity. And if Atuka forces himself, then he will definitely end up damaged. But take it easy, Atuka, because if that does happen, then Babata can fix you. Since it was agreed upon together, Luo Feng gave orders to Tai Nanhe and Aog. After entering the storm clouds and the enemy losing track, the two were asked to get out and move away from the plane to lure the enemy's attention. While they were doing that, Luo Feng himself would slaughter the weakest star level 7 and 8 enemies in the backline using his golden horned behemoth body. And when Pula's main army moved away from the airship, that's when the big fight would happen. Once the aircraft was positioned directly in front of the storm cloud, Babata fired the laser thruster and held its output for a while. Eventually, it was not long before the storm cloud started to react, causing lightning to be attracted to and surround the laser thruster, forming a straight path that would disrupt the signal. Even though Atuka here was already on the verge, Babata continued to release plane energy. Of course, despite being close to death, Atuka could do absolutely nothing in front of Babata. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Pula suddenly lost the airplane's signal, and according to Tuo Luwu, this might be because the signal was being blocked by storm clouds. It shows that the Earth's technology is not sophisticated. Tuo Luwu here is condescending again and making mistakes like before. After the airplane entered and braved the storm, Babata gave a report because, for now, the electromagnetic signals were chaotic. The next Babata would communicate using quantum signals. The plan continued, and this time it would be the job of Luo Feng's 8 bodyguards who exited the plane to lure Pula away from the plane. Of course, this method was successful when Pula managed to track the whereabouts of Luo Feng's bodyguards and thought that these 8 Luo Feng bodyguards must have moved together with the plane whose signal was no longer found. Not wanting to lose their prey, Pula and his dozen soldiers accelerated their movement and continued to pursue. On Luo Feng's side, Babata was finally able to reconnect with Tai Nan. Luo Feng's bodyguard managed to synchronize using a quantum signal, and he and the others were now being pursued by Pula. Because from here on, the situation would get more dangerous. Luo Feng asked all the hostages on the plane to stay there and not go anywhere. And after taking care of the planetary bandits, Luo Feng promised to take them all back to their respective homes. And after saying goodbye for a while, Luo Feng left the plane to intercept the alien bandits who were in the back line. After Luo Feng entered the water, Babata said that Luo Feng could now fight to his heart's content. Since Babata had mobilized Earth monitoring satellites, there wouldn't be a single Earthling to see if Luo Feng turned into a golden horn figure. For Babata, this method of concealing identity was very easy to do, especially on Earth. Fighting to his heart's content, of course, was what Luo Feng would do as his skin began to emit golden streaks, indicating that he was switching to golden horned behemoth form mode. Moving quickly with the golden horned behemoth's body, Luo Feng here requested the coordinates of the weakest troops on the 7th E and 8th Year stars that were lagging behind the Pula line. Naturally, this was the time for a massacre. On the other hand, the 40 warriors, who were moving in a sharp blade formation, briefly stopped their movement when they saw the unusually large waves moving closer towards them. It never occurred to them that behind the wave was the giant figure they had been searching all over the earth to find its corpse. And this time, the creature appeared alive. The impromptu attack by the golden horn behemoth began with a warrior who was swallowed whole and continued to the next session. Pula and his dozens of troops, who continued to chase Luo Feng's bodyguards, also stopped their movements for a while. This was because they received news that the golden horn behemoth had reappeared. This made them dumbfounded because the creature was, in fact, still alive. But it was also happy news for Pula and the others. Because, besides being alive, the high-level hard creature in the universe was also still very easy. And if they managed to get it, then of course, they would become filthy rich. Even though they are here, they still haven't gotten it, but a sense of excitement has already flooded the minds of these aliens, as if they have successfully conquered it. Here, Rongzi asked if they should move on to the Golden Horn or continue the chase. According to Pula, the two things did not contradict each other. They had searched all over the earth, but still couldn't find the Golden Horn monster. But now, the creature showed itself when Luo Feng's plane lost signal. And the reason why the Golden Horn appeared was that Pula believed it must still have something to do with Luo Feng. So the conclusion was that if they could capture the Golden Horns, then the creature could also be used to pull Luo Feng out of his lair. Together with that, Pula stopped the chase and moved straight to where the Golden Horn monster was seen. Back to the battle, which is still not over. During the battle, some warriors, who were at star level 8, were on the offensive and fighting in the front row. However, the attacks they landed still couldn't form a scratch on the very thick skin of the Golden Horn. Currently, the Golden Horn monster itself has reached the 7th level of star level. But even so, As a high-level race in the universe, this creature can defeat warriors whose level is 2 levels above it. Of course, the Golden Horn, as Luo Feng now had the strength comparable to a 9th level star warrior. That's why here, Luo Feng felt very confident that he could slaughter his opponents, because among them, the most powerful were at the 8D level star level only.
面对区区8阶武者，于我而言，连威胁都算不，你们一个都逃不了。
After slaughtering most of the enemy troops, the frightened alien bandits chose to run away from the fight, as they realized there was no way they could defeat the Golden Horn. But it's not that easy. Even though he has a giant body, the Golden Horn's movements are very fast, and in the blink of an eye, he is now right in front of the alien bandits. Using the ability of gluttony, Luo Feng sucked up the remaining enemies who tried to escape so easily. Very terrible indeed, this one creature. On the way to the Golden Horn Behemoth's location, Pula discovered that 40 or so of his troops had disappeared. It was absolutely insane. Since the Golden Horn was capable of destroying that many warriors in such a short period of time, that's why Pula here asked his troops to remain cautious. On the other hand, after carrying out the massacre and waiting for a while, Luo Feng finally felt Pula and a dozen other enemies were getting closer. Along with that, Babatos said that even though Luo Feng was currently in Behemoth form, having 15-9 the level star level fighters was too much. It was said that Tuo Luwu himself was already at star level with 10 ordinary 9 the level star level fighters, let alone Pula. Hence, in the next battle, Luo Feng had to be extremely careful. Since Luo Feng lost the next battle in terms of strength, he would minimize the opponent's strength and fight in an area that was disadvantageous to the opponent, and that was in the water. Upon arriving at the former battle area, Pula could smell a very pungent scent of blood, and it came from the blood of the rest of his troops. Meanwhile, the Golden Horn itself was detected to be at the bottom of the sea, and regarding its specification value, he also found that the Golden Horn had only reached the 7th level of star level with a body length of 700 meters. Really terrible, in accordance with its bloodline, which is a high-level race in the universe. This one creature could easily slaughter 47 Thi and 8th level starfighters with ease, even though he was only at level 7. But even though the creature was very strong, Pula was still not sure if the Golden Horn was able to defeat 3 peak star figures like him, Luwu, and Rongzi. Even the 3 of them still have 15-9 the level starfighters. That's why, here, Pula ordered all his troops to capture the Golden Horn alive. In addition, in the imminent battle, Pula suggested that they all not only fight by relying on strength alone, but also use some strategies and tricks that can be applied according to the conditions. Moreover, the Golden Horn's body was very large, so it was felt that it would not be able to move as actively and flexibly as a human, and then the attack began. The attack started by testing the opponent's defenses, although here they still couldn't scratch the golden-horned behemoth's extremely thick skin. The hard impact of each attack landed on deep wounds that were quite noticeable to Luo Feng. Luo Feng was really troubled, as at one time he had to deal with a 9 V-level star-level monster that had strength comparable to his. Implementing a series of strategies to subvert the Golden Horn, Lu here shaped his weapon to resemble a spinning spear, utilizing the whirlpool to slightly slow down the Golden Horn's movement. And when the giant creature tried to flee away, Rongji, who had prepared a large lump of solid sea rock, landed it on the Golden Horn's body. And that's when the opportunity arose, as the entire army simultaneously unleashed their powerful attacks. But unfortunately, the method they used was still not enough to stop the Golden Horn, which could still move widely. Realizing that Pula and the others were even more amazed by the Golden Horn. Even though it had been hit by the enemy's powerful combination attack, the creature still hadn't fallen, making it clear how high the value of high-level races in this universe was. Luo Feng, who was controlling the Golden Horn's body within the inner world, was in great pain after receiving the opponent's combination attack. Since this kind of situation would get worse if it continued, Luo Feng intended to stop it here. Because next, he would use one of the Golden Horn's innate secret skills, and that was the body strengthening skill. As soon as the strengthening skill was activated, the Golden Horned Behemoth's combat power rapidly increased to 200% of its previous strength. Although Pula knew this, he did not give up at this point and ordered his troops to continue the attack. However, they should not finish off the Golden Horned Behemoth, because if they get it in a lifeless condition, its value will decrease. In the midst of an increasingly heated battle, the Golden Horn finally unleashed its signature ultimate move, and that was the Golden Laser Shot. The incredibly powerful attack that was unleashed this time could easily obliterate the bodies of 15 star-level fighters at a time. But unfortunately, the 3 strongest aliens still didn't die in the attack. They managed to avoid it first. Using Behemoth's innate skills also consumed quite a lot of Luo Feng's energy, who seemed to be in the fatigue phase. Luo Feng's situation was also getting worse because Pula and the other 2 still had ace cards that they would now immediately use. Will Luo Feng survive the attack? Too bad, guys. To find out, we have to wait another week because the episode ends here. Okay, that's the ending of the SwallowedStar story. Thank you to those of you who have watched until the last minute, and the last word from me, bye.